Welcome back everyone, I'm Danny the Dinosaur Drawer, and today I'm going to be showing you all how to draw Godzilla, King of the Monsters. So yeah, here's the reference image we are going to be using. And yeah, go ahead and get out a pencil. I'm going to be using my classic Graph Gear 500 mechanical pencil, which I have right here, available on Amazon. And then also a little stub of an eraser, what's left from my big eraser that I got at Hobby Lobby. So yeah, I'm filming with my GoPro, this is gonna be the first video on my channel that's filmed with this GoPro. So I'm really excited to see how the video turns out. But yeah, let's dive right in and start putting in an outline. This is like the main movie poster, so it's pretty epic. It's Godzilla roaring up at the clouds. Now you guys will have to forgive me, I don't know much about Godzilla, I've never seen the movie, but I know a lot of you requested this in the live stream, so that's why I'm drawing it. So basically Godzilla's head's gonna be right there. So put a circle right about there in your page. Then bulk of a body. So put like an oval right here. Maybe move the head up a little higher. So we're just getting the outline done. It's got stubby arms and the legs are extremely massive. So yeah, we're putting in an extremely rough outline. We have all the spikes here on top of the back. And then it's going to be in the ocean. So you're going to have some water here. Now guys, I'm terrible at drawing water. It's really difficult to do. So we're not going to focus too much on that. But we will probably draw a few helicopters here and there, you know, just for fun. And maybe a cruiser or two or something like that. So yeah, and then of course Godzilla's got that bunch of lightning or blast of energy coming from its mouth. Just gonna put that in, and then we're gonna put in a few clouds. So that is our basic outline. So now that we've got the outline done, we're gonna start putting some more detail. I think we're gonna start with Godzilla's head first and foremost. Now, Godzilla's head is extremely tiny compared to the body. It's like it's opposite with the dinosaur. Like most of the time, a T-Rex's head is big in proportion to the body, but Godzilla has a very, not tiny, but it's like a small head in proportion to the body. So have an eraser at hand at all times, because we made a lot, at least I made a bunch of a mess during this outline, and we don't want to have that mess last until the end. And you don't want to erase it when it's too late and you'll mess up some of the nice detail you put in. So yeah, we got a nice curve here for the mouth, which is opened up. Let's put in some teeth, like so. Again, the teeth may not look very small. I mean, they may not look very big from this distance, but if you see a helicopter compared to it, each of these teeth are about the size of a human. They are huge teeth. Then we have that blast of energy, or lightning, whatever it is. You guys will have to educate me in the comments about Godzilla, because I'm quite ignorant. I know Beanie Draws has done a tutorial on Godzilla. But yeah, this is my first time though. So Godzilla doesn't really have scales. I mean, sort of, more like a bunch of armor plates and a lot of wrinkles. So the eye is also glowing blue, so that's going to be hard to draw, but we can draw the ridge around it, like the eyebrow. So put that in, like so. Then Godzilla sort of has a nose right about there. Then it's got a bunch of wrinkles. I've been putting this drawing off so long just because I was really intimidated by it. Just seems like a super hard thing to draw. Especially with a pencil style, it can be quite difficult. So Godzilla's got its head or its neck arched back as it's roaring, like so. So you want to, yeah, be sure to put some movement into this piece. And then it might help to use a softer, darker pencil, like this 2B shading pencil from Arteza. So it's not really got gills, but it's got like these slits in it. Maybe they're just really deep wrinkles. I can't really tell. I'll just add some shading to different spots. So now we're gonna put in the shoulder. The shoulder is gonna be right about there. Like so. I apologize for the noise in the background. There's like a bunch of tree people working in our neighbor's yard. So they're making quite a racket. But that's okay. So it's got a huge, Godzilla's got a huge arm right here. It's got lots of bony plates and I guess they're scales, but they're just huge. And they're very different from dinosaur scales. They look much more like yeah, layers of plates, I'd say. So you want to put those on to decorate the arm a bit here. Be sure to take your time. Don't rush through each thing. Like I might be going a little fast, but that's just because I'm doing the tutorial. But you guys feel free to pause the video and take time in making each scale look very, very neat. Also, Godzilla's got a bunch of little spikes and stuff, which can be a little hard to draw because it's kind of tedious. Just trying to think. I can't really tell there's an eye there, so I might put a little bit more eye ridge around here. Like so. And of course the bottom area of this arm is going to be the area that's more shaded in. So be sure to do that. And if you have shading pencils, that's great. But yeah, with one pencil I could do this whole drawing and it would look pretty good. And the shading pencils add a little bit more. But honestly, you could do without them. So right under the arm, like the armpit, I guess, is where you want it to be nice and dark. As I was saying, we're gonna be putting some more shading on its torso. And thankfully it's shaded in, otherwise I'd have to draw all the plates and scales and all that detail. Like right here, it's just got like tons of bumps, tons and tons of little intricate things. Like I feel really bad for the animators who had to put this monster into action in this movie, because all the detail in it's amazing. I've never seen any of the Godzilla movies. Like I know there's a bunch of different ones. Like it's an old character. It's been around for a while, and almost everyone's heard about it. It's like King Kong. Everyone knows, or almost everyone's heard about King Kong because there's been so many movies made. And same thing with Godzilla. So yeah, now we're going to continue on to the forearm, which is quite stubby. It's not very long. And I might want to make it a little larger now that I'm thinking about it. Godzilla's got really chunky arms. In fact, Godzilla's like a really, not fat animal. I mean, I guess you could call it fat, but yeah, it's a really, what's the word? Wholesome? I don't know. It's a large beast. Like it does not look like it could move swiftly at all. And I haven't seen the movie or anything, so I don't know if it's really fast or anything, or if it's like one of those things that moves super slow, like a lot of giants do and stuff. It's like, I know King Kong's like really fast and he's so huge and stuff, but sometimes people make the thing that the larger a thing gets, the slower it is, like Ant-Man. in Civil War and stuff, you see him running and he runs much slower when he's larger. So yeah, each of these arms of Godzilla, yeah, each forearm of Godzilla is about the size of a battleship. Just a massive, massive beast. I think Godzilla's on the good guy's side. At least that's what some of you guys told me. Some of my subscribers told me in a live stream that Godzilla was the good guy. They wanted me to do a tutorial of Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, the three-headed dragon. So we'll see if that works out. I might do that. So yeah, now we're putting in the big hands of Godzilla. It's got 3 fingers. It might have more, I just don't know from this angle. They're all bent or curved from this angle. So you can't really see the claws or what's on the end of the fingers. But it definitely seems like that's one of the most effective weapons Godzilla has, its arms. I guess its tail too. Just its mouth doesn't look very effective for some reason. It seems like Ghidorah, the three-headed dragon, would be a lot faster. So let's continue the scales here. I know the quality of this tutorial is not like the most professional thing ever, but I hope you guys are happy with how your Godzilla drawing turns out. And if you're happy with how I drew Godzilla, please comment like if you'd like me to do another Godzilla video. I know you want me to do the one of Godzilla fighting the dragon and stuff, but we could just do a tutorial from another angle or something like that. I don't know, or draw an older Godzilla. So I'll have a bunch of more Jurassic World tutorials coming up because I really haven't drawn much from Fallen Kingdom, and there's so much good content there. So right now we're just shading in the belly of Godzilla. Thankfully it's nice and shaded and we don't have to think about the detail too much. The shading makes the arm and hands pop out, which is nice. So Godzilla's leg starts right here. It's like massive, massive limb. I think it's the leg, yeah, I'm pretty sure. You can't really see the other leg, but I guess that other stump there would be the other leg. So the legs each have huge plates of armor. I guess that's another of Godzilla's defenses, would be the huge armor it has. It's got so much armor. That'd be hard for another of the monsters to break it. Yeah, honestly, killing Godzilla would be hard. Even for all those other large monsters. So we got some shading going on in that other leg here. I've got a bunch of water splashing up. So when you're working with black and white, water can be very difficult. If you have some blue pencils and stuff, that helps like when you're doing a colored drawing. But since we're not doing a color drawing, you just have to leave a lot of white areas, like so, for the foam that's caused by the splashing. Like Godzilla walking through the water would just cause huge waves that could probably tip a boat over. I'm sure they're gonna have some scenes like that in the movie. So this whole area of Godzilla is much darker than the top here. The top there is really light. So I'm glad I have a shading pencil now, because this would have been tedious to do with the graph gear. So yeah, if you have a shading pencil around, I'd recommend you use it now. Let's see if I have any darker. Yeah, I got a 6B here. Let's just try that out. Let's see if it adds another layer of darkness. Then we're going to begin Godzilla's back and tail, which are honestly one of the coolest parts, especially in that it looks like the blue light is actually coming from Godzilla. It's not shining off of the clouds or something. See, yeah, just drawing this makes me want to go see the movie. I don't know anything about it, but maybe once I see the movie, I'll get inspired and do a bunch of Godzilla drawings. See, the whole back of Godzilla is going to be mostly shaded. Near the top here, it gets back to its bumpy skin. Well, the fact is, all over here it's really bumpy too, but just pretty dark, so we don't have to draw it, thankfully. Okay, over here we're gonna have a bunch of this bumpy skin. Okay, so now we got the basic body of Godzilla drawn. I say the next step is to draw all that spiky stuff on the back there, and also focus on the water. So the water is going to be right about here. I just want to know where the tail is going to go. It's got an extremely long tail. So let's start at the top here. It's got tons and tons of spikes. It's got several rows as well. So let's maybe draw the first row first. It's like a mountain range almost. So each one's like an individual tooth. That's what I'm gonna call it. It's sort of like, yeah, sort of like teeth, but they're more like, I don't know, they almost look like stegosaur plates. So they get the largest right about there. And remember, the next row is actually going to be taller than this first row. And it looks very, like they're all different, is what I'm trying to say. Each spike. It's not like they're in perfect rows, like some dinosaurs have been drawn. And actually I'm going to erase some of this that I did on the tail, because it really curves under the water and then comes back out. So we want to give it a curve there. And let's take the eraser and erase some of the lines that are in the way. And then let's begin the next row. These enormous plates. So maybe this one should start here, have 3 prongs, and be more like that. Yeah, that looks a little bit more reasonable than what I had drawn before. And then this row gets smaller and goes down there. So I can't really tell if there's 3 rows and this is like a middle row, or if there's just 2 rows and I drew this one too big. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. But yeah, it looks pretty cool anyways. So let's extend the back a little bit more, like so. Just to fit in with what we've drawn here. Now this part might be a little difficult, but each of these plates, I'm gonna call them plates, I don't know what the proper name would be. Spikes, I guess? Each of these plates has these little stripes of blue that go up that are quite cool. I'm not drawing them exactly how they appear in the reference image, but this might be a little easier to draw. These are all lit up in blue, but we're just going to shade around them so they'll be white. So you want them to, maybe we should make them a little wider than you think, because once you put black around them, they're going to look smaller. So it may look quite confusing right now. It might look like a big mess, but as soon as we start shading in between these, it'll look, I hope it looks much cooler. Only time will tell. And it's important to start at the top and move down, because I don't want to, you don't want to smudge your way up. That would be a disaster. So I'm just going to put in a little bit more water here. A little bit more ocean. Okay, so let's see. Let's get out a shading pencil. I might do the 4B. Is going to be my choice. Now they're not completely dark around, because these things are sending off really bright light, so it automatically lights up each plate, which makes them not like pitch black. But again, we want to be careful. We want to stay inside the lines and everything. So I'm drawing the first one, not the first one, I'm drawing the back row first, because the next row is not going to be as dark. And this one will make the first row pop a little bit. So I really think I might have made the spikes a little too big here, but I think that's fine. I might move my hand a little bit over here, around the leg of my tripod, to get a better angle. Like when I'm not doing a YouTube video, I'm always like switching my paper around like that, you know? I'm sure a lot of you guys do that when you're drawing. But yeah, I have it taped down for the tutorial, so I can't move it. One of my friends, when he tried, he did a video with me last fall, and we drew Star-Lord together, and he was like trying to draw with the tripod. He's like, man, this is so hard. I'm like, yeah, now you know what I go through doing YouTube videos. Like, you have to be drawing around the tripod. I should have a better setup, because I know like a bunch of other artists on YouTube have like an arm that extends from their tripod. So it extends over them, and then I've seen other people with even stuff that comes hanging from the ceiling, so to hang the camera on. So there's different options I should experiment with. But this one's been working so far ever since I started the channel. I haven't really changed it. And depending on the time of day, it's pretty good. I mean, sometimes the sun will cast shadows from like the tripod legs. But so far you guys have been pretty nice and not complained about it. So thank you, I appreciate that. So this is already looking much better. Now that we've shaded it in, it doesn't look so complicated. So we got this, the rows getting smaller and smaller. And over here it just goes under the water, but then pops back up, like so. I don't even know what this scene is. Like, why are these people getting near Godzilla? They're all gonna be killed. And Godzilla just moves its tail up out of the water. It's gonna sink a few ships. So yeah, and let's take out our 2B pencils for the front row of spikes here. And this one we're not gonna shade that much. We're gonna shade it, but not make it as dark. But just because I'm going fast doesn't mean you have to. You can take your time here. You don't want to get out of, you want to get into the lines of the white stripes there. If you make it too dark, it'll be hard to distinguish the two rows of these plates. So yeah, I recommend making this one the lighter one, because that's actually how it looks in the reference image anyways, so we might as well copy the reference image. So right here, there's a bunch of splash of water, and the waves are enormous around Godzilla's tail and everything. And it even looks like there's a huge wave that's just erupted out. So I just realized maybe these people didn't know Godzilla was here, and maybe it just popped out of the water. I have no idea. Yeah, don't focus too much on the water. It might take away from your Godzilla drawing. I'm just gonna erase a little bit here. Let's see what else we have to do. Let's just put in there's a few ships. Let's just put one in. Let's put it right here. Looks like a destroyer or some type of a battleship. And I personally think it's getting dangerously close to the monster here. We gotta put like a radio tower in and a few other things here. But again, I often feel like in drawings like this, you don't want to add too much other things because it can distract your viewers from the center of the drawing, which is the monster there. So let's put some shading on this chip here. And our drawing is basically going to end right about there, so you don't have to draw the whole thing in. It's nice to give yourself a little border, just in case you're going to frame it or something like that. So feel free to, you don't have to complete the whole boat. I might take my eraser and draw a little bit of foam coming up near it. So yeah, we're almost done. Let's see what else we have to do. I think we should put in a little bit of clouds. I do have a smudger tool. Let's collect some graphite from Godzilla and throw it up into the sky. Use it as clouds. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, you can see. See, we might have to use our pencils a little bit. So turn your pencil sideways. You don't want much lines when drawing clouds. You want everything to be soft. So maybe move your pencil in circular movements and stuff. There's certain things that are extremely difficult to draw, and among those things are clouds, depending on what medium you're using, water, so yeah, these clouds look like a kindergartner drew them, right now at least. Let's see if we can fix that a bit with this smudging tool. Like so. That looks a little better. And let's make this blast of energy coming from Godzilla's mouth a little whiter. And let's add in 1 or 2 helicopters. It can't hurt. Let's draw one right here. I have no idea what they're doing. Like, didn't they learn? It's not good to go near monsters. What if that scene in Skull Island, the King Kong movie, where all the helicopters are going around him and he's just destroying them. Like these dumb people. So here's one of the helicopters. From this angle, you can sort of tell it's going toward Godzilla, which is kind of dumb, but hey, they're probably just following orders, you know? Let's draw one more here. So for helicopter, you just put like a little oval shape, like so. You draw a little tail. Make a fin there. Little circle for the back rotor. Maybe some wheels. I don't know why they'd have the wheels extended. And then have some windows. This is a large helicopter. So it's carrying a bunch of people. Then of course have the main rotor right about there. And then you have a little helicopter. Let's just add a little shading to the bottom there. So yeah, leave a comment on what you'd like me to draw next. And be sure to check out my other channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.